I've been going to Schweitzer all my life. I got really involved in 7th grade whenever I started at the youth program. And then my family got super into church. I've been on mission trips and retreats and all of that. Okay, so in 7th grade, I started going to youth and started kind of building my foundation. And I loved it. I fell in love with it, which I was not expecting. I was kind of mad at my mom for making me go. And then the summer after that, I lost one of my closest friends, Chloe Butcher. And so that was obviously a hard time, but I had that little bit of foundation and I was still pretty young. So I was kind of in shock and it was a lot to process right then, but I had that foundation and place to go to. And so I went through 8th grade, still coming to youth. And then after my 8th grade year, we went on a mission trip to Memphis, Tennessee. And that's where it became really real for me. It was just really life-changing. We were worshiping one night and I had this one moment in worship where I just felt this insane amount of peace and calmness and warmth come over me. And it's like I could feel God's love pouring into me. And so I went into high school and I could either kind of fall into that temptation, typical high school, that's kind of what you find. Or I could fall into my faith, and I fell into my faith. I really realized that my junior year of high school, whenever I was reading Bob Goff's book, Everybody Always, and I did a book report, and our assignment was to just have a talk with our teacher. And I told him that Bob Goff writes his number in the back of all of his books. And so he was like, "Oh, you want to call him?" And I was like, "What?" And it caught me off guard, and so I took a day to think about what I wanted to ask him. And I called him and I asked him, you talk about loving the people who are close to you, loving the people who are different from you, loving the people that anger you or whatever. And I asked him, but what about toxic people in your life? Because everybody has toxic people. And he said, there's 30 different kinds of plants or however many. And if you plant them too close, they kill everything around them. They kill each other and they kill everything around them. He said, and so sometimes you just have to love people from afar and you can pray, but you don't have to take that on. You don't have to carry that weight for anybody else. So that was a really cool lesson to learn. I always try and stay in my faith. God, a lot of the times when God's working in your life, you can't see it, you can't make sense of it, but pull yourself out 3 months from then or whatever, and to be able to look back and see all that God has done and continues to do. God has always been good in my life. God always moves, God always loves. And so I just hope to share that with at least one person. My name is Slayden, and this is just the beginning of my story.